So there you go.
No retakes?
No.
So if I only get 2 seconds, I know, oh geez, that wasn't that good, was it?
Well, I think Eddie is a very, very kind and down-to-earth guy. I know when he first arrived at the university, people would say Dr. Campbell, and he would stop them right away and say, no, call me Eddie.
Was very approachable, would be driving by and waving and meeting people and talking to people. That's incredible.
He was a real road warrior and helped to lead the university's most successful fundraising campaign ever, $125 million in private support. And it was his sheer will and belief in the university that inspired people to give.
Eddie has always advocated that we're not the University of New Brunswick, but we're the University for New Brunswick, and we're really making differences in the lives of New Brunswickers through the work that we're doing here at UNB.
When you see him engaging with students, engaging with their venture, engaging with what they're doing, it is so meaningful for them to see that the university is committed right from the top right to the bottom and supporting them and wants the best for them. And that is why he's been able to connect at all layers.
It was a Wednesday night and there was a basketball game. I think we were playing St. Thomas. I was scorekeeping and I looked up and Eddie was in the crowd chatting with students about basketball. It wasn't a championship game or anything. It was just a random Wednesday and he came to watch some St. John players play basketball, and I thought that was, that's somebody who really cares about the students.
He's been part of 6 national championships with our hockey program, and he's been there for everyone as an active participant, an active fan. He's been the only university president there of 8 teams. What says something, and quite often we're the team maybe farthest away.
He smiles with his eyes. He twinkles a little bit. He frequently seems like he is amused, and I think it's because he's interested in the people as well as the institution.
When I think of Eddie, I think of a kind and generous heart. Eddie has deep compassion for the people within this community and the people that he works with, and he authentically leads.
And it doesn't matter what position you hold, you can always be a good person. And I think that he does such an extraordinary job of modeling that.
He'll be the first to tell you that he's an introvert working in a role that we all think should be handled by extroverts, but he did a really good job in that role.
Eddie could not walk by someone on the street that needed help without reaching into his pocket and providing them with something, whatever he had. And I think that really speaks to the humanity of Eddy Campbell. He and Diane just welcomed you in their home like you were part of the family.
He came to our Pink the Rink game. He sat right behind the bench, and we made a custom jersey for his wife Diane, and he wore it super proud behind our bench. And after the anthems, the girls turned around and tapped their sticks towards Eddie behind the bench, and the vulnerability he showed at that moment, it made our girls believe, and it made our girls take the next step and believe in what we could do here on the ice and what we could do here at UNB.
I can't talk about Eddie and not talk about Diane. They arrived on campus as a couple, and they embraced their role as president and first lady, and they became not only part of UNB, but they became an entity in our community.
No, we're going to miss them.
He's incredibly funny. He always remembers not to take himself too seriously, and I know that I've been inspired by that, and that's incredible.
This is a new academic year. There are no mistakes in it yet. Let me try that again. Okay, so I completely messed up there. So you want me to try to do it again? Happy New Year. Yikes.
Oh, there were many surprises working with Eddie, and one of them was he hated his shoes.
He has an aversion to wearing shoes.
And so you would find him all over the campus in any building, discarding his shoes and walking around in his sock feet.
Any chance he had to take off his shoes and walk around in sock feet, he grabbed.
Oh, what I'll remember most is meeting with Eddy. Eddy is always pacing.
He paces when when he's thinking.
And he often did it while he was in his socks.
Ultimately, you can't forget that he's a mathematician, right?
And a real mathematician. He did math everywhere.
There's always some sort of complicated math thing going on.
He was able to relax while doing math problems, something that most people wouldn't find relaxing.
I've seen what he's done with through the Board of Governors, my time on the Student Union, and I've seen all of the work that he does, and there is so much. And I couldn't imagine, anybody who does a better job than that. And so I'd like to say thanks for doing the best you can. There's some big shoes to fill next year.
I just really want to thank Eddy for always treating me as an individual and not just an employee.
Thank you for being a true human being. Thank you for leaving this place better than you found it, and thank you for being you.
Eddy, thank you very much for 10 years of service to this university. I'm very grateful. I know that the students of this university are very grateful. Thank you for that.
I'll thank him for being the good luck charm. And if that's what works in our national championships, let's hope he has a front row seat next year in Halifax.
Well, I'd like to thank him for taking a risk on UNB. But Eddy really wasn't from here, but you would not know that. And I think he took a bet on us. I think he could have been president almost anywhere he wanted to go, but he chose us, and we're very fortunate that he did.